Hi, my name's Alistair Chapman and I'm here at NAB in Las Vegas. And one of the things that I've seen at the show that I really want to introduce to you is this tripod kit. So this is the Camgear Elite 8 Mini, and this is designed to be a very cost-effective and affordable lightweight tripod kit for video. It's specifically built as a video tripod. So this isn't a photo tripod that's been adapted for video. This was designed for video application. So it's got some really nice features that make it a real pleasure and a delight to use. So let's have a look at some of the features that we have here. So the first thing I want to look at is the counterbalance. So if you're not familiar with counterbalance on a tripod, counterbalance stops the camera from tilting forwards or backwards when you don't want it to. We have a wheel here that goes from 1 to 10 kilograms, and my FX6 here, if I set this to 1, it's not enough and the camera is just going to fall. I know this camera weighs 3 kilograms like this, so I simply dial in 3 kilograms of counterbalance, and now the camera will stay where I leave it. It's not going to fall, it's not going to suddenly run away. And the other thing that this means is the amount of effort needed to move it through that whole pan tilt motion remains completely constant. Now the other thing that we have then that's really important, of course, is fluid damping. And we have 3 levels of damping and an off position. So position 1 is off, and then we have the first level, second and third level of fluid damping. And when you select a new level of damping, you just have to move the camera a little bit to make sure that it's properly engaged. And then we have really smooth fluid damping. So what's actually happening here when you turn this wheel is inside the head there are 3 different sets of dampening mechanisms, and each click engages one more. So when we get to the position number 4, we have that maximum amount of damping, and it's really, really smooth. And an important consideration here is a lot of photo tripods in particular, and especially the ones that have a dial, a rotary knob that just goes round and round, it's not click stops to select the damping. When you have a lot of damping selected, they very often stick. So when the camera isn't moving and you try to move it, there is a sudden jolt, there's a sudden jerk in the motion. This tripod, with its true fluid damping mechanism, you don't have that issue. It's completely smooth even from stationary, and that allows you to perform really silky smooth pans every single time, and that's what you really want. So the tripod head, the Camgear Elite 8 head, is a really nice tripod head. Now we have a 75mm bowl connecting to our tripod, so we can level the head really easily. And the tripod is a carbon fiber tripod. So the carbon fiber means that it's very light, but it's also very rigid. The releases for the legs are located at the top of the second stage, and I don't have to bend down to reach it. I can be standing here and I can reach down and I can release that single catch, and from there I can extend or lower the leg very easily. There's just the one catch releases the entire leg. So it's a very quick to deploy tripod. And then we have a mid-level removable spreader. And a mid-level spreader is really invaluable when you're shooting on an uneven surface. So if you're shooting on steps or something like that, it means that one leg can be much shorter than the others to go on the steps, and you can still get a nice stable tripod. So even though this is a very lightweight tripod kit, it's also very flexible, and of course it can go quite low, but it also goes surprisingly high. And if I just release the legs here, don't need to bend down, lift the tripod up, click that in place, and the camera is now actually above my head. I'm quite tall, and this is a really important thing to have as a tall tripod, especially if you're doing news and current affairs where you're trying to get above an obstacle or above the heads of other people. So really good height range on this tripod. So in terms of releasing and mounting the tripod, we have a very cleverly designed quick release here. So it's very similar to the ones you find on a satchel tripod, except instead of having to pull a pin down, which is quite fiddly, you just squeeze and release, and then the camera comes off. And the release plate here is compatible with the Satchler mini plate. You just drop the camera in, and that's a really easy, quick release mechanism. So I've taken the camera off the tripod for a minute. I just want to show you a couple of nice touches. There's a spare 3/8 and 1/4 inch screw here. So if you lose one, you've got a spare here. And in the front of the head here, if I just push here, we have a little tool that allows me to do up those screws. The number of times I don't have the right screwdriver or coins, I've lost count of. So having this included in your tripod is a really nice little touch. Another couple of things about the tripod before I go is there is the option to add a carry handle to the top of the tripod here to make it easier to carry. And as standard, there are magnets in the bottom of the tripod legs so that when you fold it up, they stay together and they don't flop around. So that makes it a much easier tripod to transport and to move about. So this is the Camgear Elite 8 Mini, lightweight carbon fiber legs, 75mm bowl, and a really nice fluid head, making for a really cost-effective lightweight tripod package.